Hello all and welcome to All Red. It is a delicious midweek fixture in the Champions League for Liverpool Football Club against Paris Saint-Germain. For those of you who are not French speakers, that's Paris Saint-Germain. We've got Aaron here, the London Red. Aaron, how you feeling, brother?
Top of the pops, mate. Top of the pops.
Absolutely top of the world. We do travel away to Paris Saint-Germain in what many, Aaron, called probably one of the worst draws that Liverpool could have had because we ended in first in the group stage, or not the group stage, the league stage or phase. And we get a somewhat tough draw in Paris Saint-Germain. But straight away, before we get into the predicted 11s and the score predictions, Aaron, how are you feeling about this tie?
I'm going to go back to what Jose Mourinho and Arsene Wenger once said about Liverpool. No team wants to come to the return leg at Anfield. Doesn't matter who you are, Real Madrid, whoever. Nobody wants to come back to Anfield on the return leg. And I feel pretty confident. I'll be honest with you, I think we're better than Paris Saint-Germain. So I'm feeling positive about both games.
Good. Yeah. I think you're right. I don't think there's a team in the world right now that's better than Liverpool. Obviously, got to play the games and you got to get through this. I do feel like Liverpool can now kind of turn their attention to the Champions League. Not that they're just going to give up on the Premier League because of the 13-point gap that they have built for themselves. But this is going to be interesting. I think this away first fixture is going to be a little tricky, but let's dive into it, Aaron. It's going to be Alisson Becker. We have not seen a sniff of Kevin Kelleher in the Champions League or the Premier League since Alisson has been back. And I think we kind of all know why. It's not just the shot stopping. It's the control that Alisson gives us in possession. His ability to pass, his ability to kind of spray the ball around. Kevin Kelleher just doesn't quite have that. And I think we're starting to see Alisson kind of get back to his best. I think there were a couple of weeks there where he just looked a little bit shaky at the back, and now I think we're starting to see everything kind of click on that back line. And, I don't really see too many changes on this back line. Aaron, how do you feel about this back four?
Same.
Yeah.
It's nice to see the original five back, isn't it?
Yep.
For me, that is a very strong back five. I think maybe Arsenal can compete with that back five. I still think we shade it, but that is a tremendous back five in European football, mate. That is up there in the highest of all back fives in European football.
Yep. Super solid. I'm excited to see what Trent and even Robertson can do against a non-English side. It'll be very interesting. You kind of mentioned this before we started recording this video, Aaron, that PSG, they're not going up against English Premier League teams week in and week out like Liverpool are. They're going up against, these French sides. And you can see this, but it's very small. But, they've been winning 4-1, 7-0, 3-2. I think another 7-0 there. So PSG are flying high currently. Mm-hmm. But the level of competition is nowhere near what Liverpool have been facing. So, take that with a grain of salt. But PSG are flying high. They're on fire. They are a very informed team. And I don't think they should be underestimated. But let's dive into the midfield here. Could you make a case for anyone other than these two guys, Aaron, McAllister and Gravenberch?
No, not at all. There's no case for any. Listen, these two arguably, with Szoboszlai in front of them, the best three in European football right now.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a case, 100%.
Yep. Yeah, and I've got Szoboszlai in here on this one, but this is where I'm throwing a little bit of a wrench, and this is not anything that we haven't seen yet, Aaron, because I think Arne Slot is going to revert back to the side that he really kind of threw out against Man City. So I think you're going to see Szoboszlai and obviously Salah here, but on this other side, I do think he goes Diaz up front, and then he slots Jones in, and really kind of goes with this 4-2-2-2 that just they kind of, I don't know, rotate around. I think some people or websites or whatever would say that this is probably more likely the formation. But I think when we see this, it really is kind of a 2 false 9 sort of, with Szoboszlai preferring to stay on the right and Jones kind of staying left. But really, you just clog up the middle of this field. Mm-hmm. And really, I mean, you can give the opposition possession all they want, but they're really limited to just staying outside, on the outside of the pitch. What do you think of this, Aaron? How do you react to this?
Listen, I think it's certainly an option, and he's very. I say he's pragmatic, Slot, but I see this as a team that can control the ball, and I think he'll want to be able to go to Paris Saint-Germain and not just give up possession and play on the break. I think he will want to try and control the game. I think put a stamp on it and just say, listen, we're Liverpool Football Club. Ultimately, we're a Premier League team. We're top of the Premier League. We finished top of Europe. This is how we play football. We may be in your backyard, but we're going to show you. Mm-hmm. For me, that team there, it shows a lot of control. And I think if they can flood the midfield, dominate the ball, and use the pace of Diaz and Salah on the breaks and things like this, I think there's every opportunity that we see this formation for maybe 60, 65 minutes.
Yeah.
And then you can always tweak for the last 25, 30 minutes into a new formation potentially. But I think control will be the main word here.
I think with maybe the pace of the PSG attack, you've got Jones and you've got Szoboszlai, of course, McAllister and Grav that can kind of help out on the wings as needed, but also just kind of plug the middle of that field and really make it difficult for them to have anything in the middle of the pitch there. I think we've seen Arne Slot set up his defensive scheme that way in a lot of matches, where if he feels like there might be pressure, he's just going to keep them all outside, make him cross it into Konaté and Van Dijk, and that's a good recipe for success. I would be excited about this. I think, if you're able to get the ball out to Diaz and Salah, the way that they can hold up the ball, possess in attack, then you got these two guys who prefer, I think, to make those overlapping runs, especially Jones, really good at kind of weaseling his way into the box, into scoring positions. Szoboszlai can do the same, but he has really good link-up play with Salah and can kind of hang out around the top of the 18 here. Obviously, we see McAllister. We know what he can do in attack, and then Gravenberch can kind of hold it all together. You might also see, Aaron, depending on how this, the first 15, 20 minutes, you might see a little bit more freedom from Trent and Robbo to get forward. We've seen Robertson in the past couple of weeks do that, where he's got a little bit more freedom to make some of those runs into the box, get some low, hard crosses in there to Diaz and Salah. So I agree. I think the game plan is going to be assert our will for the first 15 to 20 minutes, see what we have. I could see this being one of those games where Arne Slot wants to figure out what PSG are doing in the first half. Maybe they score one, maybe we score one, whatever. But then really just hit them in the second. And a team like PSG, again, who's not used to playing a team like Liverpool, who can pretty much outlast anyone across 90 to 95, 98 minutes. I think that second half in this one is going to be very key. And Liverpool too, Aaron, are flying high. So PSG are in good form. Liverpool, I would argue, probably even in better form with the types of performances we've been seeing from them in the past month, especially the past 2 weeks. Aaron, I'm gonna turn it over to you for a score prediction. How are you feeling about this one?
Confident, mate. Yeah, as I said to you before this video, mate, I truly believe we'll win both legs. I just have faith in the team, and I look at what we can do off the bench. Yeah. You could strip three of them forward four off there and put Jota, Gakpo, and Núñez on. Yeah, which against tired legs, I mean, it's just problems, isn't it? Everywhere you look, we can change that team pretty much anywhere over the pitch and cause problems. So my opinion on this, Sam, I feel we'll get the win. I feel we'll be too much for Paris Saint-Germain, whether or not we're in their own backyard or not.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go for a Liverpool 2-1 win.
2-1 to Liverpool. I don't think I can disagree with that, Aaron. I think just going with my gut, I think 2-1 is good.
Fabulous result, mate.
A fabulous result. Coming back to Anfield for a European night is just it's just delectable. So 2-1 to Liverpool in Paris. Let us know what you think in the comments. Get them in below. Do you disagree with any of our starting 11? And get your score predictions in, because Liverpool are going to Paris, and we're going to try to take those. Well, it's not 3 points. We're going to try to take that win back to Anfield, boys. Let's go.